Welcome. Once again, like every single Monday, now it's Tuesday here, but every single Monday I do a review of the market. And this is for a purpose of like preparing for the week. First of all, I get better clarity, and you should be able to kind of analyze the chart yourself, figure out what do you want to trade some pairs or not. And then with that, then you have something to look forward for the week. Okay, so we really want to do this on the beginning of the week. And one thing I want to do before we start is that in the description below, I put below a course that I've built on my strategy that I use. So you can go step by step to the whole thing. I won't like share everything here because it's like pointless. It's gonna be repeating myself all the time. But if you want to follow the course, just click the link below. It's gonna be the second link I think. And you can just follow that course, learn, and it's totally free. So no problem with that. Just go through that, and that's gonna answer all your question about what I trade. Okay. So I'm gonna go on the chart. I'll try to share my screen over here. Let me just check. And I know if you guys have any question at any time, just make sure you comment below in the chat. I'll be monitoring that chat over time, answering your question, of course. So how do we share the screen? Here we go. It's been a while. I didn't go live, so apologize for if that's kind of messy. But here we are. So back on the chart. I want to go through those pairs this week. You'll see that not much has changed since the past week. It's pretty much the same. There are a few pairs that I feel are getting too messy, and I won't trade those. But there are a few pairs that are coming to some zones, and that they've been there for some time. So we'll go through the list of pairs, and if you have a pair you want me to look at, we can look at it as well and go through the whole process. But if not, we'll just go through what I trade. We'll start with AUD-CAD. So AUD-CAD is back at its support area at 2.94. It plays even for the past couple of weeks. Just gonna make this here. This one here. So back to this area here where we bounced a few times in the past, okay? That's when I'm going to be looking for bullish trades. Now you can see the past week we had, or actually this week, we had a bullish candle. So quite a big move so far for this week. But we'll see if that continues in the following week, okay? And basically you want to always combine this, the bigger picture, with your setup. So I'm going to show you the bigger picture now. But keep in mind that you have to add this to your setup. What is it that you trade? Do you trade price action with something else? Or some indicators you add for your setup? That's what you want to look for. Okay, so what I share now is going to be kind of the overall picture, but understand that you should be looking at this and then going on lower time frame to trade whatever you want to trade. Okay, so for me, I look at the setup with the Montreal band. You could do something different or the same. It doesn't matter to me, but that's what you want to do. So you look at the big picture first, identify your zone, and then go on your lower time frame to trade. Okay, so every cat is like over here. You want to you want to look for a bounce up to this level over here, 0.97. Okay, that's pretty much the other level we have after, which could act as a resistance area. Okay, so that's it for AUD-CAD. LHPY is between two zones. AUD-NZD, it's coming back to a support area again. So this one's been here for some time. So see how, like, starting here, which is like 2-3 weeks ago, I said I'm going to look for the pairs, and I'm going to look for setup at this zone over here, 1.04, because it was close to the zone. Now, it came back down, really right at the zone. Good place to look for bullish trades, but it didn't really do much so far. So you can see there's no setup on any time frame. The setup I look for with the Wongs band as a reversal setup, it's not there anymore. Okay, it's not there at all, because when we kind of just arrived at the zone, we're slowly kind of going sideways. And that's why you want to monitor the pair closely, because it could bounce pretty fast to the upside. Okay, so good place to look for bullish trades, because we bounced here a few times in the past, over here, over there, again here. But we have to wait for our setup. Okay, that's for AUD-NZD. AUD-USD is a little bit between two zones. I'm basically looking for something of this area here on this pair. So 0.70. That's the area I look for. And so it's kind of not there yet, but close. So that's what you want to monitor closely. It's a good place to look for bullish trades, in my opinion. CAD CHF is between two zones, so we won't trade that. Same with you, AUD. Here's, by the way, an example of pair that's like really, really messy. Okay, so this is something I don't like sure, because like going back and forth between two zones. So if we just try to see what happens. So we push here, came back down. So that was a nice trend. Then we push up, nice trend again, came back down, a higher low. So uptrend again, push up. Oh, here will start making new highs. Okay, we come back down a little bit, push higher, come back down. Now it's starting to be more sideways. The thing is, we have a bunch of zones in between. So I will be looking to trade something more like this zone right here, okay, at 1.53, 1.54. But in the middle, it's kind of too hard to trade. Okay, we're kind of in the middle of two zones. We're kind of in the middle of two zones, not really good to trade. Okay, so that's how I'm going to be working for this pair. So we have some more ranges and something a little bit more clear. Okay. EuroCAD is coming back to a support area. This is like the hard limit. So if it goes below this point, if it closes below this point actually, or even this point, then we look for the opposite setup, because it's gonna be not bullish, but it's gonna be bearish, because it's gonna be so basically like this. So like I said last week, move to the upside over here, or you wait for it to break down of this low and close below, and then you look for the opposite setup. Okay, and that's the two choices you have. Euro GBP is coming back to support area, so this is a pretty good range. We bounced it many times in the past. We had a setup over here on the weekly chart, although we don't really trade that. But on low time frame, we still had a setup along the way. Okay, every time it comes back to this support area at 2.87, that's where you look for your bullish trades. Now this here, I feel like it's gonna break, but the rule of thumb would be if it breaks below this low and closes below this low, then you look for the opposite. So here you look for like bullish trades, right, to the upside of the up limit of the range. If it breaks below this low, then I'll be looking for kind of a break and then a retracement, then a trade. Okay. That's kind of what you can look for. So you've got two options. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So either like that's where you have to be adaptable. You have to see what happens to the market, and then make a decision to trade or not, or to wait, or to like what type of trade you look for. Okay, and if you look at this kind of methodology here of the big picture first, that's gonna help you a lot to simplify what you look for. Okay, that's gonna, of course, you're gonna take less trades, but overall, trades you take will be better. I feel. Okay, so that's something to think about. Okay, so that's it for Euro JP. Euro USD, we are getting messy on this pair. Basically, this is a really tight range. So what you want to do is you want to wait for a break of that range. I feel when we broke of this here, so we broke below this around there. Okay, then or here. So then I said, oh, we'll be looking for bear trades, and that took a few bear trades over here. So right here, that's what you see. But now the other thing is that, well, we won't go very far until we get out of that range. So two things you can do here, and this is kind of out of what I trade, but if you want to trade breakouts, you would wait for a breakout of that range. Okay, that would be actually really good. So this video I've done in the past about how to trade breakouts. I don't have the link with me now, but someone can put it in the chat about how to trade the breakouts for the RSI. Really simple stuff, and that's what you'll be looking for over here. Now the other thing, if you trade like me, what you do is you wait for a break first. You won't trade the breakout. You wait for a retracement here, and then you'll be selling on this retracement. Okay, based on the low time frame and the setup, of course. Okay, never by itself, but you'll be looking at this. So you've got two ways. Now the other thing price could do is price could go back above here, for example. So we'll go from here to here, above the range, and then that's where you will be looking for either again the breakout or a push above and then a price coming back to the range, and then you'll be looking for your Bollinger Band setup over here. Okay, so you've got both ways, but in the meantime you just have to wait. GPCAD again is in two zones. GPCHF is coming, so this is again a little bit messy, but coming back to here a resistance area. We are pretty much gonna close beyond the high, so that means you look for bullish trades now. Okay, on this pair based on that the range break, because we thought this would be a place where price would reverse at 1.30, but it seems like it's not going to reverse there. It's going to go back up. Okay, as long as you close beyond the high. If we close like here, then it's not beyond the high. But if you close like here, it's beyond the high. So I look for the opposite trade, so bullish trades. I'll wait for basically price to go above, come back to retest, and then look for my Bonjour setup here on the lower time frame, the 1 hour chart and the forward chart. Yeah. So a little bit messy, but you have to wait a little bit. But it's still like pretty close to the zone. GPGPY is I was waiting for this pair to reach the 148 level over here. Not there yet, but we're close to it. So I still want to monitor the pair and watch it closely, because this is kind of a, if you trade like trend lines, which I don't, this would be like your downtrend. Okay, it's messy, I know, but that's what it looks like for me. So, and then you look for your setup over here. Okay, I'm gonna favor looking for setup over here at 1.148, but that's why I want to look a little bit earlier than like the zone, because I want to be careful that there might be some setups before based on trend lines or whatever else. Okay, so you could look only for horizontal line, you could look for trend lines and horizontal line, up to you. I kind of prefer to look for horizontal line, but then I look for something else before it, in case it happens before the zone. Okay, because this could happen. And the fact that you are having, let's say, for me, multiple take profit, that makes it way easier to kind of go through the trades and not have to worry about whether you can take a trade or not, because like you have one reward to risk. So that's really easily achievable on any trade. So that's it for this pair. GPNZ is getting too messy for me, so I won't trade that pair. JPUSD is coming back here to, again, this is another pair that's coming back to retest a resistance area, but I feel like it might break beyond. Okay, we need to see a close beyond this high, and then I'll be looking for the opposite setup. So a break, coming back to retest here, and then going above. Okay, that will be the game plan here. But for now, here you can look for bearish trades because it's like at the zone. Let me just see quickly on the lower time frame. So we have nothing on the 1 hour chart and nothing on the 4 hour chart. So not much for now, but we could still wait. Okay, but that's kind of the game plan. Anti-decad is a pair that's coming back to a resistance area here, which is pretty strong at 0.92. We tested here a few times in the past over here. Now the pair did a push here, came back. Now we'll see if this is kind of a, maybe it's just a cancellation here and then it's gonna go back down. But I want to see some setup pretty much there. Okay, could come a little bit closer to the zone, and then look for your setup with the bonker band on the lower time frame. Yeah, but it's pretty close to it. S&P is fine. USD CAD is coming back here to retest a support area at 1.31. See, again, it's usually like trend lines. Here's your trend line that's like something like this. Okay, it's going back to retest. So I don't look at trend lines at all. I just do it because it's fun to draw and I have a lot of fun. But in all cases, you look for some trades over here. Okay, to the upside, in my opinion. So you go in the low time frame. So far, I think we have nothing. Although these are pretty cool setup. So here, it's kind of a setup, but I won't take this because it just break the Wongs band on the first candlesticks. And here it's like the same thing. So only breaks on the second candlestick, not the first one. So for me, less reliable. Over here, this is, so USGPY is also coming back to retest a resistance area at 111. And that's where you want to look for bearish trades on this pair. Okay, it's pretty much at the zone now. We didn't have a setup yet, although this is like very close to it. This also is very close to it, but we just want to wait for a good setup on this pair. Yeah, like a good strong setup with the engulfing candle and the Bollinger Band on this pair. And finally, you see SJD is a little bit close to the zone over here, but we'll see later what happens with this. So far, it's not there yet, but it could be close to support area on this pair. Okay. Now, I think we're done with this. I'm going to stop the screen, getting back to the camera. I want to get to your question, guys. I didn't see the chat at all in the past few minutes, but I want to try to see if you have any question on this. anything I can clarify or any feedback you have. I want to know for sure. It's awesome. So Dion's asking for Dow Jones 30. We might look at that. Thank you, Alejandro, for the link on the breakout strategy. That's awesome with the RSI. Perfect. Podcast my workout buddy. Awesome. Glad that it's happening. It's good. Yeah, fantastic. I never look at Bitcoin setups, to be honest. So that could be something to look at. I want to take a look quickly at DJ 30, so the Dow Jones 30, just for fun. It's just something I trade at all, and I've never really looked into it. But I want to kind of show you that no matter what you trade, you can look at the same process, the same principle. Okay, so it's not about the strategy and trade; it's about the process. And when you have a good process, you can do it on anything you want. Okay, so let's do some research. I'm not sure about the code of Wenda for that. Because I don't take the Forex one. You could take the stocks one, but I prefer the get this one here. Oh, US 30, right? That's probably it. Exactly. So let's have a look. And this is like pretty much gonna be the same. I realized with the S&P, so not much of a difference. I don't know why there's some lines here. For some reason, I didn't get this in the past, but interesting. Okay, so we'll go through the process that I follow all the time, which is like the same thing I do every single time on every single pair I trade. It's basically looking at the big picture first, right? So you want to look at the market context. Now we'll get back in time because we need some time for this. Okay, we'll go back to like 2015 because that seems like a good number. I don't know. So let's do this. First thing I'll look at is I want to look at the market phase. So how is the market behaving on this pair? Okay, what's happening? So I'll just draw some boxes first. Okay, first thing I see is this. Oh, it's bad. First thing I see is, geez. First thing I see is that here we have a range. Okay, so this range over here, and it doesn't have to be a square. It could be like some lines that you do yourself. So range. Okay, so this is what you call a constellation. So we'll just call it C. Now price ended up breaking out of that range. Okay, so we broke out, came back to retest the range over here, broke out, and when we break out of the range, we have what we call an uptrend. Okay, that's like basic knowledge. But so uptrend. Okay, so here's an uptrend, and this is like the whole uptrend here. Now along the way, we have some consolidation here. So this is what we call a consolidation again, or this would be a foundation. Okay, if you look at the market phase principle, consolidation here, consolidation again. But every time we have a break of the consolidation uptrend, consolidation again. Okay, which is a good thing. And then we have this uptrend, came back to a high, and then we have this again consolidation. Okay, so same thing applies. Now here we kind of broke, so we did a break of the range, but a false break. Now two things that could happen here. Okay, when you have this break over here at the recent break. Okay, in December. So two things can happen. So one, we're gonna break like before, and coming back to retest the zone. Okay, that would make sense. The other thing that can happen is that we break, but it's just like a false break, and we come back inside, which is kind of what happened. Is we came back inside the range. It's not definitely like just a pullback back to the range. It's definitely or like a retracement. It's definitely like more than that. So we're back in the range. So two things you can look for, right? So the first one is look at the default of before. Is look for a breakout of the range. Okay, it could be above or below. You decide. Or the other thing you can look at is you trade that range. So once you come back at the top, over here, over there, and over here. Okay, when it comes back here again, then you look for a reversal setup with the Bollinger Band. Again, that's probably what I would trade. But that's up to you, okay? So if you have it set up there, you can trade it. It might be long terms, meaning that it might be like a setup where you reverse here and you come back all the way down and take some time. Or it could be just like a bounce play. So it's gonna maybe come back here, do a little bounce. So to let it bounce like this, and then you take your profit because you take partial profit perhaps, or you trade low time frame so you can allow yourself that room, and then maybe it could come back up. Okay, then you can also play on the breakout of that range, right? So that's kind of what I will look at on this pair. So it's about understanding what you can trade when. In the range, you look for breakouts or reversals. Okay, that's what you can look at. Now the other way is like if price were to come back here at the low. So some people could play here the reversal, of course. Okay, it might seem scary, but it could be a good way to trade it. Or if this comes back to the lower range, then you look for reversal over here again. Okay, or again a breakdown. That's up to you to decide. Okay. So here's the outlook for US 30, so Dow Jones 30, right? I can just look at your question if that answers. Just let me know who. I'm not sure who that was. Dion. So if that helps, let me know. Yeah, Tesla. I'm not a fan of stocks, so I want to look at stocks. So Sean, this is a good question. So Sean asks, is trading support resistance areas the is trading support resistance areas your main way of trading? Well, it's not the main way. It's just a way to look at the zones. It's the first process in the overall analysis of the market. So you start with that, and then you have your setup, and then what you set up, you can trade. Okay, but if you only trade a setup, it's not gonna be super reliable. If you trade a setup and a support and a context, then it's more reliable. Okay, that's kind of the point. That's what you want to look at. Okay, so yeah, that's about that. And I don't really trade the setup on the daily chart. I only take them on the lower time frame. So 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart, because I found they work best on that time frame, on those time frames. Okay. I might want to just take a look, and if you guys want to stay around, I'm just gonna take a look at Bitcoin USD for fun because I never look at it. Yeah, because I've just never looked at that in the past, or I look at it, but like not with my strategy at all. So we gotta find a broker that has it. Yeah. Okay. Of course, with this thing, the issue is that like on any pair, or I mean, like on any crypto, we don't have much data. Okay, like this is like you don't have much data to look at your analysis. So because yeah, we look at only like this high and this over here, I might have to go on lower time frames to this pair. Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna have like two lines and that's it, and they're gonna be far. So not really appealing to trade. So I might have to switch back on a daily chart and look at the zones there. Okay, just to get some more data. I'm not sure if that might be the setup that Joe was talking about. Okay, on the daily chart. Let us know Joe in the chat if that's the setup you look at. But yeah. Okay, so we'll go back in time again like the other pair before. We'll look at the context and just drive with that. Okay. So let's go here. What I see is that we had this low, okay, which came back like over here. Okay. So low in the market. So this is also a consolidation because like we had this high. Now we did a lower high, so it's more like a triangle. Okay. But it's still in my mind a consolidation phase in the market. Okay. And now we're back to 2018. So not bad. Okay, like a year ago or so. So okay, here we go. And then here we also make this thing. But the thing is we always respect the same low, which means we're still in a consolidation phase. Because we cannot be trending. Trending is like you have to have higher highs or and higher lows or low lows and lower highs. Okay? So it still counts as a consolidation. Again, we still respect the same low, which is like the 6,000 level. And here we have this push until so here it gets interesting. So that's where we kind of break down of the 6,000 area. Okay, so I'll look at the low, which was like I think here, and I would say when we close, build this low over here at 5,730 or something. When we close, build this, so that's where you want to look for bearish trades. Okay, so again, you would be basically in that range. You look for the breakout of that range, right? Pretty clear. Which happens like here. You can be very, very clear. that close below on this point at this point. Okay, and so that's what you look for. So then what you do is you can trade this here. You either wait for your pullback, which never happened because it's like very, very moving aggressively, or you trade the breakout, the breakdown. Okay, now we formed this low. Okay, and this is gonna be like a high. Let's see if that's the range or not. Yes, that's the range that's pretty well respected. Okay, we are still in that range, so we didn't go beyond that high that we had to touch on and that low. So basically what you want to do, and now we are here. So not much to do except looking for, well, so like on the Dow Jones, right, we're still in a range. And that means that you look for either breakouts of that range or reversals. So you would be looking for a reversal at the lower here limit. Okay, so if price were to go here, or at the upper limit. Okay, so here. Or at the same time, you can be looking for breakouts of that range. So here above the high or below the low. Okay. And that's pretty much the only thing there is to it. So you have to have a strategy for breakouts if you want to do the breakout one, and a strategy for reversal if you want to do reversal. And again, like the other one before, you could look for a breakout. Or and let's say you don't trade the breakout, you hate breakouts, you don't trade. Then you look for your reversal strategy when it comes back here, and you trade a reversal on the lower time frame for price to reverse the upside. Okay, that could happen as well. So you decide what you want to look for, you decide what you like to trade, and based on this you can trade. Okay, and I'm just gonna have a look because now we're kind of far off the zone. Well, it's kind of not too far, but it's only 200 or so from the zone. So I just want to go see on the lower time frame, see what happened on this chart, and if my setup was there or not. From what I see, the setup wasn't there because we didn't have the engulfing candle to look for. So basically, price went here, get this small candlestick, bearish one, and we just fell back down. Okay, on a 4-hour chart, we pull up and then had a against small candlestick, not much conviction, then we pull back down pretty fast. So you couldn't really trade that, in my opinion, unless you look for setup on the daily chart. But even then, I would not trade that. Okay, because we didn't go below the low on the daily chart. So it's a sign of some bearish momentum, but you cannot take a trade decision on that, in my opinion. Okay. Again, different if you this is something different with Bitcoin, because I've never tested what I trade on Bitcoin. I'm just sharing with what I know on other pairs that this is how you look at it. Okay. But that's up to you to decide, of course. Right? Let's go back on the chat quickly. Let's see. Shante says thank you, awesome. Gab Academy, great, awesome. To use leverage, of course. You always pretty much have to use leverage in Forex, but you don't have to set it too high. That's a myth, of course. Cool. Exactly. Theo says, I don't use risk management. If a trade is good, I'll take it. If not, I don't waste my time. The thing is, trading is a numbers game. You can never know whether a trade is good or not. Like, you can know if it's good with the setup, but you cannot know whether it's going to make money or not. So that's a fact I had to realize myself. And if you can work out with this without this, I mean, for a long time, where you say like, oh, I only take the top trades and the best trades, but you never know when they're going to be losings or losers. So you have to be careful with this. I would be very careful about this. And yeah, seriously, honest management, thank you, Alejandro, is awesome. I think that's the one with Michael Tama, right? Let's see. Yeah, so this series with Michael Tama is top notch. If you want to watch it, I recommend strongly. So, guys, quick reminder here. We have the course on Bong Japan risk linked below with what I trade exactly. I'll step by step broken down into a nice framework. You can sign up for this. It's free. You can learn everything I trade, and we'll teach you everything. There's nothing hidden or whatever. So you can sign up for this. It's gonna be the second link below. Link below. The first thing is gonna be the newsletter I have every single day. I try to send an email for you guys about the lesson, something I come across, or like a video I publish, something useful, so you can get that as well. And I definitely look forward to see you guys pretty much soon. We have a video coming up later today or tonight. So tonight for me, maybe tomorrow morning for you. And I appreciate you guys. So comment below if you have any question again on this video, and I'll catch you back here pretty soon.